Get it?
We up.
Everybody quiet. The world wants to know, before we start the podcast, the world wants to know, when the hell are we taking real out that little ass box in the bottom? The world would like to know.
We get a program yet, yeah. We get a program yet.
When we step it up. The world would also like to know, when will Juice finally reach his destination? Because he's always in the car.
Hey, I'm finally like posted today, bro. Like I'm posted. I'm good. I'm like, yo, I'm always on the go doing shit, trying to film. Like I'm like, yo, I gotta chill. I'm posted.
It's funny. That's my business partners say. They be like, bro, every time we talk to you, you always in the car. Jordan said the same shit to me. He said, yo, you always in the car. Where you going? Today, yo. Jordan said that to me.
Charles said that shit to me, like, yo, where the fuck is Juice going? Is he get there yet? He's always driving.
I be on, you know what? I be on the go, but guess what, everybody? I'm here.
Right.
That's right. You make every episode. It's 4:20. I ain't smoked yet.
Hey, we gotta smoke, bro.
Yo, you ain't never lied. You might have to smoke FaceTime. Is that suspect? If we FaceTime, we'll get
I think we can
FaceTime pass and go. Y'all think this is wild.
Did that make us look crazy?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
You never look crazy smoking.
Silent.
Nah.
Nah, if you had a 1-year-old birthday party smoking an L, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah, at the party. I mean,
listen, I know a bum ass nigga, right? This bum ass nigga gonna ask me. We was at my nephew's it's my fucking nephew father, fuck it. It's my nephew father, right? So it's a 1-year-old birthday party. This nigga, I pull up, me and my pop pull up, this nigga like, you ain't got no bottle? Nigga, it's a Saturday afternoon at a 1-year-old birthday party. No, I don't got no fucking bottle.
Your son.
What's wrong with these niggas, man? All right, man, let's introduce the podcast.
Let's get to it.
This is Brothers Talking Shit, episode 40. I ain't even gonna say what the Harrison Barnes with in North Carolina. Homer.
You be fucking reaching, yo. That Harrison Barnes in North Carolina.
I am the Flush Man, also known as the Fat Boy, better known as the man who has no problem calling you broadish. Oh yeah, I'm your Huckleberry.
And I'm Rel, a.k.a. Iceberg Shorty, a.k.a. Little Man in the right-hand corner, a.k.a. the King of Controversial Comments. I said what I said. Don't at me unless you're trying to cut the check, but I'm still here, right there in the right.
And it's Cool Mike, a.k.a. Dr. Mike, the people's podiatrist, your favorite foot doctor. Soon to be called Crypto Cool.
With your cool ass.
Hey.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, boy Drew, your homie, aka the Charm God, also known as the freshest light-skinned nigga you'll ever meet. Also, I got a new name today. I'm the finesse guy.
The finesse
guy. I'm finesse guy. I gotta give a special shout out to, man, the Clean Dirt Clothing, man, Black Excellence, and also a owned liquor company called, let me see, Highway. It's a hemp-based
the bottle halfway gone, you're talking about, what do we see? What's the name of it?
Hey, let me see. Hey, I just got this today, man, repping them. We gotta please make a little thing for them to put out on Instagram.
For sure.
Yo, great people. We moving, baby. You doing stuff.
Yo, the funniest shit in the world was, I remember a time when Juice didn't drink, yo. Like, we had a show. Right, you couldn't go to the show because you was out of town. We had a show. Juice did not drink the whole drink. Juice ain't drink or smoke when I knew him. Where was this guy when I needed to drink with him?
Oh, this nigga done been through some shit now, so I do it all.
Right. I bet you do. Freak
what the nigga say on 5 Heartbeats? I'm already dead.
You didn't know, AKA Mr. I don't know which beard I'm wearing today. It's like you just got a fucking fully right now, yo.
That shit bothered me because he like Mr. Potato Head. He could just go with any Joe. Like, I fucking hate that shit.
6 days though, yo.
6
days is all it's been.
He do what the fuck he want.
I'm actually gonna grow my beard out.
See, and I bet he have a full beard in 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
Easy.
Rosé
longer than mine, killing mine. All right, y'all. Listen, this the podcast. We might lose some fans, man. But fuck it, all right. We gotta talk about the real shit, man. We ain't pussy no more. I took the C off my pussy. I'm just pussy without the C. So I'm still pussy, but I ain't as pussy as I used to be. So let's get to it, man. We all in the group chat. I don't know who sent it. It might have been Juice. What's her name?
Charlize Theron.
Right. Her son is at the age of 7 becoming a transgender. Am I correct in this? I think that's what I read.
I believe so. Yeah, he's young. He's like 7.
As 4 black men, because see, we're the new fathers that got to deal with this. Our dads and our granddads didn't have to deal with these type of things that we, as new fathers, have to deal with, right? So I'm just curious, how would you deal with your child coming to you at the age of 7 and saying, if your son came to you and said, "Daddy, I think I want to be a girl." Now I'm gonna go first. For me personally, a 7-year-old says all kinds of things. You get what I'm saying? So I would have a hard time just going with that and saying, okay, let's do it. Because if you ask a child at 7 a question every week what they want to be when they grow up, I'm pretty sure that answer changes. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's more of a thing where as though I think it's too soon. You're not ready mentally as a child to know that you want to make that change. Also, I'm protective of my child, and I wouldn't want my child to go through the things that's going to happen in a school. And this is one of them other situations where though money plays a part in a lot of things, because you can homeschool that child and stuff like that. But me being a father whose child has to go to public school, I wouldn't want the teasing and the response from other kids. I think that would be very hard on a child. How y'all feeling?
I'm agree with you on this one. I do not believe that a 7-year-old. First off, anything that's pre-pubescent, okay, any child before, I don't think that we should. I don't think you have a concept of sexuality. I don't, and if you're talking gender, I don't even think you have a real concept of that. If you're talking about being something different, I think at that point it's all about influence. And we got to be able to correct those things and not feel bad about it. Like, if you're a young boy, I think you need to understand that you are a young boy. If you're a girl, you're a young girl. I think those decisions to me are when you're an adult. I still think, there's possibly confusion at that point. But, I mean, if you're an adult and you feel like that's what you are, cool. But as a kid, man, I think, I'm just going to go old school with it. You're a little boy. It's easy. I could tell you're a fucking clown. And you might be like, let me put on clown makeup and walk around with a wig. Like, kids want to be Superman. Kids want to be superheroes. Want to be all kind of shit. So it's like, why going to give you a permanent, why would we make a permanent decision at 7, at 8 about that? Like, I think it's incorrect.
About anything. But in particular about something as big as that, right? That's a huge part of it. I saw something on recently. It was a Instagram clip about a guy in Philly somewhere, I believe. In Philly, it might have been. A lady had some white kids appropriately dressed outside for the weather, and then had an adopted black child inappropriately dressed for the weather, right? And like no shoes, no coat, something crazy. And he pulled them up. It was some clip. We cannot ignore the race component to this, right? And how there is a joke, I guess, or I don't know, stereotype about like white people, white women adopting black kids and the whole nine. So outside of even that, right? How do you even get to that point of like you said, Juice, putting it out there and knowing and formulating? It seems it reeks of putting adult things on children, prepubescent children, right? You don't know anything of real substance at 7, let alone kind of, I won't say declaring a sexuality, but kind of in the whole essence of living your life like that stuff. You gotta see that. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta consume that to even understand. If you grew up where them folks say, "Hey, don't come to our island," you would talk and act and walk like them and kill animals and do stuff and tend fire like them. So some of the stuff like, I want to be a girl or whatever is something. It seems to be an environmental component to a 7-year-old decide. Now you take that for what it is. How Hollywood is and how this whole normalizing pedophilia is. I'm sick of the shit, man. I'm sick of it all.
So I'm going to be controversial and politically correct now. So at 38, soon to be 39 years old, I didn't have any examples growing up in my family of a homosexual male. Right? So I didn't know what that was like, right? And then you kind of start referencing back the points when, I graduated in 1998 from high school, and it was kind of one dude around that was gay and was out there, and everybody knew who he was because it was the only one, right? And he didn't even go to my school. He went to city. So it was just like, all right, everybody know who that person is. And then you join the military and you start seeing the world differently because the world is different. And you start working around people. And before I go any further, I don't give a fuck what you do. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I like what I like. You like what you like, and I'm living. I'm a live and let live type of guy, right? Yeah. So you start seeing the movements and people having options and gender fluidity and addressing what pronouns they now use in basic conversation, right? And I have a coworker and I'm gonna ask him next week because he says it all the time. He says he and they pronouns, and I love him, really good dude.
What you mean by that? I'm sorry.
He uses he and they pronouns, so not to be identified as she or her, but he and they, right?
That's how he wants to be.
Yes, and he says this when he speaks.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, like whatever. But for me, I guess ignorance is bliss, but I have to understand the world we now live in because of the exposure that they have to all of these things. You're not going to find a movie that doesn't have it. You're not going to find a show that doesn't have it because we're all about being inclusive, right? And as an African-American male, I understand what not being included is like, right? So is it the new segregation? You know what I'm saying? What we felt? And I guess people feel what they feel. So now you have people at a younger age being exposed to different things. I.e. when we were listening to Martin and he said ass on TV. Right? We call somebody a jackass. It was like, whoa. Or the first time you heard bitch on Fox, it was like, whoa. Like Family Guy. We laugh about it.
Ass on the radio.
Right. And we laugh about it because, you know what I'm saying, Peter Griffin threw his daughter down a shaft and like, hey, we hate you too, bitch. Like, you would have never heard that in the 80s on television.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So the things that we're now being exposed to and the kids are being exposed to at a very young age, and I kind of read up on the article, she said her daughter, which she now acknowledged her as her daughter, Jackson, told her when he was 3, or when she was 3, for that matter. That's what I mean, so you can't say he. So it would be like she, pronoun.
Right.
So said she, when she was 3 years old, that I'm not a boy, I'm a girl, right? So whatever they've been exposed to, because you can't not allow them to be in the world, right? So as much as it can hold them back and put them in football, their classmate just might do it. My barber had to explain to his 6-year-old son why his classmate was walking around there in a dress and had nails on.
Dang.
They're exposed to the world, and we're talking about public school. Yeah. So now you have to explain.
Yeah.
So now
no
the explanation comes in with, well, why, Daddy? Or why this? Or why that? But you have to explain because now they see it. So you can cut the TV off and you can cut, you know what I'm saying, not have a phone in their hand. But we're talking about first grade. And then and the parents allow them to do that, which is fine. But now you're forcing me to expose my kids to this, right? So now they having thoughts. And I don't agree with the fact that sexuality is very fluid, right? So if you read any psychologist book, you understand that the young boys lust for their mother because it's the first woman in their life, because it's there, right? You know what I'm saying? An erection is an erection, you know what I mean? And it's sexual in nature. So all these things happen, and we like to think that they're not processing it, and because their brains aren't fully developed, but there's still some primitive things that are happening in your body that you can't neglect, right? So with the exposure and you having the feelings you have, it's tough, man. And like I said, for me, I didn't have any examples of it, right? So it wasn't around me. But these kids, it's around them. You can't watch. I'm telling you, like, it's the next Marvel movie in the next 2 or 3 years is definitely going to have, you know what I'm saying, something to that effect, because we're looking for inclusion. The same way we're upset when there's movies that come out that don't have African Americans in it or lead. It's the same thing. It's just a different fight.
Right. Don't Lee Daniels got that movie coming out with a black gay superhero?
Oh, we talking about Super Bitch or whatever. I think he was just joking. But
and it was crazy too. Now that I think about, when I was a teenager, right? I used to wake up in the morning and I used to listen to the radio in the morning time.
Yeah.
To the local radio, right? Now it's a guy on the local radio in Philadelphia. He calls himself Mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, at the end of the day, like you said, we have to explain this to our kids. With every show that's what's going on. Every show you watch, I watch Billions. There's a girl, and what's crazy was that she said she uses the pronouns, like you said, and I didn't really get it, but now I do.
Yeah.
What's crazy to me is, on the show, though, she like guys. So, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to understand everything. You know, I'm a little, ignorant to everything. Huh?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, Terrell, that you made a very, very good point, and it's convincing, it's compelling. I have patients that identify, transgender and things like that, and I do use the pronoun, I guess, whatever. If it's when we say he, you say he and they. I do, right? So for me, this though rings a little closer to exhibitionism. I don't know how to say the word. Like, look at me with it. It's almost like, all right, so like I wouldn't buy a halter top for my 7-year-old daughter. I just wouldn't buy a halter top for my 7-year-old daughter.
Right.
And I wouldn't make a press conference about what we doing sexually, declaring that at 7. I just wouldn't. They can know at 18 or whatever. Magic Johnson's son. No. But Magic Johnson went out here when EJ was 7 talking about, boy, here, little sassy. And we did an interview. It's just something about that, I think, maybe that rubs me more wrong than any attempt to not be inclusive. You know what I'm saying? Because I can, somebody that declares themselves, I have very loving colleagues, you feel me, that I would go to for treatment. You understand, that identify as lesbian or gay and things of that nature. So it's not even about inclusion or lack thereof on that tip, but it is something about a Hollywood look at me. It's something about the race component that rubs me not quite. My spirit don't sit well just with being okay, one way or the other with this. So
it seems like it's more of a, from what you're saying, not juice, but cool. And what I can dig is you're looking for attention as the parent. To break it up, because that's your home and
clout
that's doing things.
The 7-year-old.
Right, so if somebody came to you would ask you that, but it's more of you pronouncing that when you don't have it.
You ain't have to. 7-year-old, what you gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Well, she is walking around here in dresses, so like the question is going to get asked, right? So she's famous and we're not. You understand what I'm saying? You had a son and everybody saw him when he was around because you're famous, and now you have a daughter. So the question is going to arise.
If I get that far, so what? Let me ask you a question about answer her a question about who she dated. Yeah. Answer a question about who she fucked last month. Guess what's going to happen?
It's none of your business.
Right.
Amazingly, y'all got the
right answer. Listen, if your child, let me ask this. If your child feels like they might feel like if your son is a boy and you feel like you might want to be, that don't mean to me that I have to dress him up as such. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I'm saying too, and I get it. I get it.
Right, but what do you do?
We're talking about a 7-year-old.
Right, but what do you do to suppress their feelings? Let's be real. Right? So you have to.
When they start working, they can buy their own clothes.
But hold up, the twist is true.
But are they really feeling that way? Like, this is where I'm confused. It's like, is this manufactured feeling? Like, I just don't know if this is, because when I was like 7, I wasn't thinking about anything like that. And you know what? I'll say this. Even at like 5, I played with Barbie dolls with my cousin, my first cousin, who was a girl. But it had no bearing on my gender or sexuality. And it's like, is someone seeing that and saying, doing that, so that must mean this, and manufacturing a feeling in there.
But, bro, you said that at 3 years old. 3 years old, you barely talking. Like, I got 2 4-year-olds downstairs. Half the shit they say I can't understand. Real shit.
Right.
So, and what's crazy, like, Juice, like, real shit, I'm man all day. But I got 2 sisters. I know I play numbers. All of Miss Mary Matt. I know
Right.
But I still went and played football. Somebody say something to me about Miss Mary Matt shit. What's up? Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But
like
I knew how to do that shit.
In my building in Cherrydale, I was the only dude in my building. So I had to go around the corner and play with Monty and Curtis and Miles and Cliff. You know what I'm saying? Like, those were the dudes, but they was down the street. You know what I'm saying? When we was growing up. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, R.I.P. Monty and Curtis and, you know what I'm saying, Cliff and everybody, man. Miles, lay y'all. But, and Ray. I forgot Ray. Ray was there too. So I was in the building with a bunch of girls. And newsflash, I'd rather be around women now. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like when I was growing up, like, oh, Ralph's gonna be gay. He hang around all women. I want to be around women. like what's wrong with a heterosexual male being around women? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out what they got going on so I can infiltrate. But that's a story for another time. But anyway, so like it's a hard situation because you want to love your children, right? And they're starting to identify with different things that you weren't exposed to. So these things are, you know what I'm saying, different, right? Like, we're not even having AIDS conversations now. Like, think about it. They're not even talking about it for real. You're not getting an AIDS commercial on TV. You're getting a PrEP commercial. How you not going to get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing like the ozone layer. It's just like we're just shifting out what we're thinking about and the things that we're exposing people to, and it's just it's tough to live in this world, not go through what these kids went through, and still try to be there for them because of the digital age they grew up in.
Let me ask you this:
Hollywood always trying to put black men in dresses.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
But let me ask you this though, because she listens to whatever her child say. Her child say, "I want to be a girl now. I want to be a boy." So that same little girl that's a girl now say, "I want a jet, mommy." I guess she's gonna go buy a jet now, right? Because everything that child say they want, they get. The child says she want to be not to be a boy no more. She want to be a girl, and you did that.
But that's 4 years though, Neef. That's 4 years. What I'm saying is, I don't live in her household, right? But if somebody starts telling you something at 3 years old and now they're 7, that's a long time. 4 years is a long time.
I want a jet.
I understand what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but we're talking about somebody's sexuality and saying something to their parent that loves them for 4 years. That's a long time. That's a long time in development. That's a long time in a thought process. Three-year-olds and 7-year-olds are vastly different people.
Okay, perfect example. Get personal, right? I left my daughter mine when my daughter was 4 years old. My daughter said, "Daddy, when you coming home?" And kept asking me when I was coming home. You get what I'm saying? I'm not, and I had to tell her, like, "Yo, Bree, listen, I'm not coming home. Wherever I live at, it's going to be your home too." You know what I'm saying? So I did what you saying.
That's not the same, though. Those are false parallels. No, not at all. No.
I think it was Farrakhan that said something too at one time. He even said this. He said, "We don't know enough about human sexuality and development to even really have the full comprehension on what's going on in this situation. So to your point, Rel, I have to say that's something that we got to raise our eyebrows. Like, if you're 3 to 7 and you're still saying you feel a certain way, we have to put a magnifying glass on that. But where's the research? What's going on with these kids? What positions are they in? We don't know.
Exposure, because when you cut on a Disney movie, it's right there.
Well. See, agenda and reality, I think, is two different things. Is there an agenda? Belief in me inherently says yes, but like I don't even think we're talking about agenda because Terrell, you're making a very compelling just argument for like the empathy part of what's going on or what could be going on, right?
Right.
So one theory could be that Shalice is completely manipulating this 7-year-old and she crazy, batshit crazy, and now putting this little black boy in a dress. That's one theory, right?
Right.
The other one is the little boy could really be identifying as a
transgender
woman, as a what?
Transgender.
Transgender, right? And was effectively communicating that to her adopted mother, right? And then I could separately have a problem with the adopted mother taking that to the press or however this got out as a story. I don't give a fuck if they walk around Hollywood in dresses or not. You can shut up. You understand what I'm saying? So they can be all different things. And I had to check myself, Juice. I got to, like you said, raise our eyebrow, just in general terms, because there is ambiguity that exists. This is the problem about like when people talk about being born gay or people be faking. Like I do believe there's a contingency of the population that's doing it for clout or popularity or testing or whatever. I also believe there's a contingency of the population that believes and feels what they believe and feel. And I asked the person that I love, and she said, "Yeah, I knew when I was so and so age." So basically, from 7 or whatever to 17, she was fronting. You know what I mean? For us, for society.
Right.
So,
exactly.
And not only that, there's hermaphroditism in nature, right?
Yeah.
There are animals and plants and things that change and operate roles in gender. So when people say God, whoever, if it's a singular, Allah, Jesus, whoever you believe in, wouldn't create something like that, yes, he or she would, in effect, in nature. So, there's a lot of allowances, a lot of layers, like you say, unpacking that. It's something else. I ain't even expect to get this deep in it.
Right.
What about the protection aspect of it? Us being protectors, and that's one thing. Like, my main concern would be, like how I look at it. If my child came to me with that, I wouldn't discard it. But there's a amount of perfect example with her putting that out there about her child. Everywhere this child goes, when he starts going to school, unless you hold them in a bubble,
you don't have to hold them in a bubble in Hollywood because everybody feels this way. You're speaking from a North Philadelphia perspective. They're in Hollywood where this is the norm.
There's no better time than now.
This is normalization.
Let's be clear. There's no better time in the world than right now where everybody can just. It's so much stuff now. The stuff that as parents now, as dads now, we have to deal with a level of things that our dads wasn't. Imagine what our dads would have said if our dad, it's shit my dad say now, and I'd be like, Pop, you can't be that way. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So we got to deal with a new, and there's no.
The generation before us say chink, and they can't do that no more.
Right. There's no foundation. There's nothing to teach us how to deal with this. There's no previous generation that been through this, so we're the first ones who have to deal with this new age of things going on.
Right. But so I've said a lot, but I haven't said a lot. You understand what I'm saying? To protect people that I love. Don't get it twisted.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna share some shit with y'all when I hit pause. Right? You see what I'm saying? But so that's where my empathy comes in, because I've been around situations where people felt like they had to hide who they were for a long time. Right. You understand what I'm saying? People I share blood with. You understand? For real. So you want to protect them because you love them. So the love and fear are the only real feelings. Everything is a derivative of those two things. Right? So I don't fear you and I don't hate you. So I'm not going there. There's love. So instinctively, I'm going to protect you. And when it comes to a child, you're going to protect them because you don't want them to alienate themselves and end up like the 10-year-old in Houston and hang themselves. Because that's still your fucking child, regardless of what gender they choose. You understand what I'm saying? So it's deeper than that. You right? You know what I'm saying? So if the child saying, Mom, I want everybody to know, Mom, I want everybody to know, you can't shelter them from that. Because you care about them enough that you don't want to see them gone.
You doing them a disservice. Hey man, I can 180 myself. You doing them a disservice if you dampen that light, and they of an age where they might take their own life, and they are taking their own life.
10 years old, bro.
But you can't play with that.
Let's say this though, please, and to the audience. We're not saying if you know that you have a family member. I have a family member. My first cousin, love this dude. We talk all the time. He's homosexual, and he always knew. I knew before he officially came out to me. As a husband, lives in New York, love this dude to death. It never had any bearing on a relationship. For people that we know that are homosexual, that are legitimately that way, we're not, raining on those people at all. We're not saying anything bad about those people. I think the confusion for us is, and to your point, Rel, about Hollywood and what's the norms. What are we dealing with here? Are we dealing with a part of the population that we know is legitimate in this and they're feeling and having empathy for that? As well as are we dealing with an agenda to form children's minds and bodies into something that they really may not be?
But see, the twist...
Yes and yes.
The twist for me, though, is the difference between Hollywood and the world I live in. You get what I'm saying? So what's acceptable in Hollywood, and you put your kids in private school, and what a child has to deal with at 7 years old in a public school and going through that process also. Me being a parent, would I respect my child coming to me with that? Definitely. But my ultimate goal in life is to protect my child and to save my child from this world and how harsh this world can be. And the world in Hollywood and with that child, that school, the school that her daughter's going to go to, and the school that my daughter, if she was in that same situation, had to go to, is two different scenarios.
Right, but that's why I was the one off. I live in Killeen, Texas, bro. This happened last year. First grade, 6-year-olds. That's a public school. Right? So if I was the parent, I would rather my kid be in the school with Charlene Stern kid than in Central Texas.
Right.
But that's two different Americas. You understand what I'm saying? But it's happening here too. You know what I mean? It's here.
Yeah. I'm just like, me being honest, I'm not never going to sit back here and say and go with the flow. I'm going to say honestly how I always feel. You get what I'm saying? And my job is to protect my child, dog.
Protect them from what?
Huh?
Protect them from what?
The harshness. This shit out here is harsh.
Yeah, you can't protect them. I think that's the real point. And I agree. You can't.
I probably can't. But my natural instincts.
Their phones is touching. They exposing them.
Listen, it's so much going. It's you can't hide nothing.
That's
why I'm to the point where though me and my daughter got this thing where though I tell her straight up, you ask me something, I'm gonna tell you 100% the truth. Like I'm not lying about anything. But in the same token, at 7 years old, to say that I have a hard time just going with the flow of that. Off the me being honest. You know what I'm saying? To say, oh, you know what, let's go do that. I would like, oh, let's just chill and I would have to take some time with it and let it go a little further before a 7-year-old. Where's the 7-year-old mind at for real to make a decision that strong at that age? To me, feels like
it's
a little premature.
It's weird. I guess, man. At the end of the day, we can approach this from two angles. As men, we know, as heterosexual men, we know how we want to approach it, but we may have to really look at this with a wider eye. And it's going to be a case-by-case situation, but we really got to look at it with a wider eye. We need more research. And that's the thing. Like, this is the thing on both sides. On both sides, nobody wants to have a legitimate, progressive conversation. Like, it's just accept this, because you have adults who have always wanted to be accepted. So they're pushing for acceptance. And we're like, there's a thin line between acceptance and promotion. And we just gotta like really just let's have the conversation widen up because it could also be a phase. Like, you know, I'm gonna share this too. We talking. When I hung out with my first cousin who was a girl all the time. We would play dress up. We dressed up in heels and my grandma's wigs because we were around each other. Obviously, that ain't what I wanted when I got older. Like, I wanted to be around some cat.
Right.
You know, but what if the right person was around me and was promoting that and saying, oh, this is what you like. This is what you want to be into. And it's like, we have to just find out. We have to have a good conversation. Is this just a kid exploring stuff? Or is this a child that's really saying, yo, I want to be this way? Because I feel like some adults are pushing these kids this way. And then some, like to your point, bro, we was in the Navy. I have lesbian friends.
Right.
I know guys that I went to high school with and in the Navy with who are homosexual men. And they hang in a circle. And they said, when I've asked them, like, yo, how did you know? Or how did you feel this way? They always felt that way.
Now, I'm not saying to try to convince your child to be anything different. That's not what I'm saying. It's just far as letting the world, you know, because the world is a harsh place. That's just how I feel about it. Just letting the world, you know, express it to the world in that aspect to me. It's just like something I just wouldn't want to do. If my child,
she's saying to be might be a little clout chasing on 7-year-old.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it ain't for the world to know. Like, if that's what my daughter feels, my daughter came to me and said, or my son came to me and said that's what he want to do. All right, I'm not sitting back here saying, yo, you can't do that. But as far as making a public announcement to the world, or even a sex change, let's see how you feel in a couple of years before you do something that's permanent like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Forgive me if I offended anybody. I'm not talking to y'all, but in the world,
I mean, you know, it's gonna be offensive. That's another thing too, man. I gotta say this too, for those on the other side, yo. We gotta stop being so offended too. Like, let's have the conversation. Like, no, I do not believe in bashing someone because they're homosexual. I don't believe in bashing somebody because they're transgender. But I'm allowed to have questions. I'm allowed to also point out, hey, that's bullshit. Because look, I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna say this as a black man. Race baiting is real. I think that I do know that white supremacy is real, and that the white man could be on fuck shit. But then I do know some people everything ain't racist.
Right.
You know, so like, well, let's just have an open conversation about it. Now, this Dwayne Wade situation, you know, the Hollywood shit that they got going on, I can't fuck with it because something weird about it. It's like I'm watching the emasculation of a black. I really feel that way. Like I'm watching. That's why I don't know, man. I'm with you, cool. It's like something tells me that these are real life scenarios at points, but why is the black male child the symbolism of this movement?
How did this is a little off topic, but how did the black population stay roughly the same, give or take, since slavery for all these years?
What you mean the same?
How are we outpaced population wise by the Mexicans? And we've been here longer. Anybody ever think about that? Now I don't know the answer, but I know it's layered and I know it's intentional. I'm gonna leave that there. We can do that another day.
All right.
Oh,
okay. All right.
I mean, do it gotta be another day?
This will be the last. This will be the last subject. I promise.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
If we want to talk about anything else, we better get it out the way. Before
every topic we got can wait. I don't give a fuck. Like, let's get. First of all, I want to say I'm proud of this podcast because I didn't know where this shit was going to go. I thought this shit was going to be the last episode. Now, after the conversation happened, I feel like we could go to episode 41 and still. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know how I was going to go.
No, that was dope,
We can't be afraid. We can't be afraid to have these conversations. And I think us as black men, we're setting a good example right now by showing that we are, as heterosexual black men, that's important because I think it's heterosexual black men, we get a label like, oh, we, straight black men are the white people of the race. I hear that, so by saying, hey, we can dialogue about this without being bigots. That is a good example. That we have a wide range of friendships and professions right here in this screen. We are setting the example that let's have the conversation.
Right.
Brothers talking shit.
I agree, Juice. I think like the name of the podcast says it all. You know what I mean? Like And there's one thing that I'm gonna reference Corey Hokum again. He'll say, no matter what people say about me, like what strangers will say, people got this Twitter, messed up and all that. He said, you gotta ask the people around me how I feel. You know what I mean? Ask the women that know me how I feel. Ask the people of the LGBT, community that know me how we feel. Ultimately, that's really all that matters. But like, yeah, man. I mean, just Terrell's passion, and the way you articulated the point makes obvious sense to me. I mean, it sounds like it makes sense to you guys too. You know what I mean? And again, I think we were able to break down, decompartmentalize the aspect of it and say, one thing you said, Juice, on a case-by-case basis, we can still be critical on a case-by-case basis and call bullshit on bullshit. LGBT community, you gotta be thick of skin sometime on some stuff, especially when we just talk about dialoguing, right? When we just talking or pleading pure ignorance in the true sense of not knowing, not in a negative connotation sense, right? Like, I don't know, so what is the question, right? Evolving from a generation before, I think all of these things are important. To know that we feel and believe and are of a certain way, but can also empathize and have an understanding about a wide variety of folks is really, really important.
But see, the equal rights, don't that come with the grind up, like the stereotypes and the things that's said about those things? Like, it's like with the
LBGT,
I don't want to say it, right. It's like, okay, we all wanted to be equal, but it's like, yo, when you go to comedy shows, it's the grind up that come with it. As black men, we get grounded up for certain things, just in general.
Yes.
If it's a comedian,
yes.
A comedian will say, oh, well, a black man, or black people known for and that's the equal rights. So you can't get equal rights with all the good shit, but not the bad shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you want equal rights, cool. Take the grind up that come with, like, it's like you want equal rights, but don't joke about it. Like,
confident, that's the word I was looking for. Confident gay people don't care about gay jokes, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you, come on, you know?
Right, but then I'll give you the same thing, like, you know what I'm saying, using the N-word. Like, every comedian can't do it just because they're a comedian. You understand what I'm saying? So,
right.
So that's in the same vein.
True.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
But,
it gets sticky, man.
Like you say, even with how did the Dwayne Wade son thing come out? Was it something? I think I have a problem with, like with Juice. I think what Juice is saying that too is when you make an announcement. Why are you making an announcement for?
They didn't make an announcement though. There was no announcement.
I'm asking. I wasn't sure what happened.
There was a picture. Because obviously the dude took a picture with his brother and took a picture with his stepmother, and everybody drew the conclusion. Right. Because it was there. No, I'm telling you. I got you. What I'm saying is there was no announcement. You know what I'm saying? D-Wade he still ain't said it. So the only thing has been putting two and two together.
No, I just had a problem. I think I had a problem that they was at the Pride Parade, and I just thought that was an adult event. Like, I wouldn't take, no matter what. You know what I mean? Now, if I'm wrong on that, you can call me wrong on that. I don't know. But I always associated Pride with adults having adult gay fun. That's what I thought. You know what I mean? Not necessarily.
But what do you do when your child comes to you and says, I want to be a part? Do you support it or do you not?
Well, it happened today. It's a party we got invited to, and it's a pool party. He's talking about, can I go? No, it's for adults. That's not the same thing? I just took this as an adult. Like, I don't, so I'm not even commenting on that he walked the runway, because I get it. Like, we had a dude in the neighborhood, right? And I ain't even gonna say his name, but they used to, say or act like he was a girl or whatever when he was little. He got titties now, like as an adult. Like, so you could see it early. Like, it's not even,
I don't want to laugh.
No, I'm saying.
You already laughed, dude.
You feel me?
I'm not gonna laugh because all three of y'all laughing.
We can all laugh.
You gotta be the serious.
I hate light skinned niggas.
I don't know. That's all. So nobody had. I didn't have. You can't have an issue. He walking the runway and he got a little sassiness with it. That's not the issue. I thought the Pride Parade was an adult event. Is all I'm saying.
But I don't know if so. I have no reason to go.
Right, unless that's I might be wrong. Just in the ignorance, this is the complete ignorance.
But if I took a young boy to Freaknik, what are we? It's like I think the conversation would be, oh, he's sexualizing him, and shame on you. And it's like he didn't
100%.
Huh?
100% that would be the case.
So it's like
what's the difference?
Again,
except for your boy. So I'm gonna ask you, did you get what I'm saying? Get somebody to twerk it on him because that's who I am.
it's like, again, please, can we have proper dialogue with this situation, because we feel like there is some double standard here, and I don't want to see any sexualization of kids.
Yeah. Like I don't even like taking my daughter in the liquor store. Like if I gotta go to the liquor store,
bingo.
I done dropped her off and went back.
Right.
Before I go and take her into a liquor store.
I mean, it's again, it's sticky. We understand it's sticky. We understand this is a new conversation that we never really had.
Why can't I see Juice?
Huh?
Can y'all see Juice?
Do I need to back out?
Do y'all see Juice?
No, I don't see Juice.
I don't.
I need to back out?
Yeah, come back, Ruth.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just certain things, and I agree with that. Like, it's certain things that's for kids, regardless of, those are very adult.
Y'all see me now?
Situations, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's, it's sticky, man. For me, I can't lie. I teach my sons to be young men, but I'm in the art community. I'm a part of the art community. I have friends of all walks of life, and I don't feel comfortable saying that if my son came to me or daughter came to me at a certain age, coming out, I'm not gonna say that I would disown them or be against their decision as adults, because it's like, dude, like in the art community, I have lesbian friends. There are homosexual men designers out there. Do I promote that in my house? No. I want my child. I feel like it's normal to be a heterosexual man and woman. That's just me. But I don't think that I should be stoned or somebody come say, yo, Drew, you're a bigot for that. Like, that's just how I feel. But if they feel differently when they're adults, I'm not disowning it. I'm not disowning anybody homosexual. I don't feel like it's normal, the normal way to go growing up into adulthood. I don't look at that as being normal. You know what? Me saying that probably sounds real fucked up and politically incorrect.
No, I don't think so, because I've known on both sides. I've known situations where though it's been girls who are now who said they were gay and were really like, yo, I'm gay, I don't like guys, and have babies and are married. And then it's been guys who mess with guys and now they like girls. So, I mean, there is a chance that you might not always be that way.
Yeah.
Just like there's men who are 40 years old and then one day decide that they don't want to be with women no more after having kids and all that, and decide they want to be with men. So, I mean, there's a possibility that you might feel differently eventually. We can't act like that's not possible.
Yeah. Can we not be canceled for feeling that way? That's the only thing. Like, don't cancel us. Don't get mad at brothers talking shit because we said this is how we feel, and then we get somebody to take a bite and say they don't like gay people. It's like, we got to get away from that conversation. Like, dude, we're not saying that at all. Like, we're just
nobody is throwing any shade at anybody who wants to be.
No, I said do what you do, but I can only feel the way I feel. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
we just gotta respect that.
Yeah.
That's just it. Everybody's not going to agree and see things the same way. If that was like that, then the world would be a whole different place. If everybody's seeing things exactly the same way, we all gonna take, different approaches or different, ways of seeing things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like.
All right, let's move on before we end up really saying some shit that'll get us.
Are we gonna address the shit that Cool said? Because my gears is grinding. So I didn't know if we're gonna address it now or wait till next week. Either way, we're gonna fucking address it.
About the population of black people?
Yeah. So God damn it, Cool.
Let's go.
Kick it, cool. Kick it.
Well,
Get it.
it's just a question that I find very curious, man. Like, all right, so stereotypical wise, you talk about a hood chick, average hood chick, right? Roll over, pop out about 5 kids. Our grandmother had 8. You know what I'm saying? We know they could take a sister like Henrietta Lacks and take her cervical cells and make a whole industry out of the situation. We understand we strong people by nature is all I'm saying, right? We strong.
The descendants of the strongest.
Right, we were literally bred strong.
You know, real quick before you get your bag, at work I be telling them, because I drop weight quick. If I get to the gym and goddamn eat right for about a week, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. They're like, Ralph, what you do? I'm like, oh, no, that's slavery. And they be like, what? They be like, I'm dead ass serious. It's slavery.
Right.
Deal with the reality.
So that's a real thing. So, chattel slavery, like how bad it was, gets glossed over and repainted. You know, in general. So you're talking about crazy stuff like castration, cutting our balls off, right? You know, doing it in front of an audience.
Yeah, butt breaking.
Yeah.
Throwing kids to alligators, like, the unsavory things that was happening.
Right?
Yeah.
Cutting the baby, right? Cutting the belly open of pregnant females. I heard one they used to dig a ditch, put the female face down, put a pregnant belly in there like crazy so they could whip her, right? So we talk about this fascination with the genitalia and things of that nature. You fast forward to things like Planned Parenthood and eugenics and white folks thinking they better than and things of that nature. And I just find it real curious. You talk about agenda-wise and the emasculinization of the black man. And it's just real curious as to how through whether you talking about taking black men out of the house home and imprison industrial complex, all these things are interwoven into a way where we were 12 to 14% of the population. I don't know the numbers right off. That's why I was a little hesitant to start. But what I do know is we are no longer the major minority in the United States of America. Now, how could that be? You understand? So I beg the question now. Like when you talk about agenda-wise, and you see people just get killed, no regard, from public service and things like that. This is a big, a bigger piece of something going on, man. And I can't help but to kind of allow that to see a lens through which you look at some of these things.
Can I say something though?
Absolutely.
I want to ask you this, cool. Yeah. As a doctor, man, like, is somebody in your profession having those ideals, do you ever find that, like, do people find that weird?
It never comes up. I mean, no. So what do you mean as far as?
Because I think that's fascinating. Because I just feel like sometimes I always find it fascinating that those, like, even in the military, like those of us that are like in certain professions. It would almost seem like sometimes the ideas that we have, which are real and true, we're almost expected to vacate some of these ideals due to our profession.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, do you ever feel like sometimes it's pressure? Because what you're talking about is powerful and real. And we need brothers like those professions to know that and feel that way. But it's like, do you ever feel sometimes that pressure, like, that you do feel that way? And you're in the industry that, sometimes may go against that. Like,
So it's an easier way to draw that analogy, Juice, is actually medicine, literal prescription medicine. So as a podiatrist, I could prescribe anything, any narcotic, anything, right? So we understand what happened. This is a little different topic, but I think it speaks to your point where you gotta be like, right? So put on the face, so to speak. So I'm gonna tell this quick story. I remember taking pharmacology class in like the second year of school, I believe, right? So they teach you the method of action of drugs, all these medicines and all of that kind of stuff. By the time I had gotten to residency just 2 or 3 years later, I saw lawyer commercials that had some of the medicines we learned about 2 or 3 years before that were taken off the market because it was causing heart attacks and killing people. What the fuck is that, right? So I'm like, wait a minute. I just prescribed this. I took it before. You passed it, FDA, but now you say it's killing people. So it's not until then you start to realize, right? So I got out, started practicing right around the heart of the recession. So stuff that I had learned in school and then in surgical residency, I'm saying, hey, Mr. So-and-so, you need this medicine or this surgery, right? It was like, well, I can't take off for the surgery because my job, I might lose it. It was the recession. Then it was like, I'm not taking that, or I can't take that, or my kidneys will be bad, or whatever the case may be. So it forced me to learn a different way. So I started learning about holistic, homeopathic kind of things. Around when I was single digit, my mother told me about Uncle Teddy, rest in peace, Uncle Teddy, that used to smoke marijuana for anti-emetic, pain, and to help his appetite. So mine is just different, like how I started to think. Like, so you realize that they build in the lawyer money in the budget when they roll out these medicines, and you're like, wait a minute, you're not finna use me as no pawn. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just that. Like, I'll be honest with my patients. My patients that smoke marijuana regularly, and then if it ever got to a pain management component of our treatment, I for years would secretly tell them to smoke weed. I'm not, I mean, I can give you the other stuff, you know what I'm saying? But like, it do this, and this. And like that just was steeped in Michael Smith's growing up, not necessarily Dr. Smith's growing up. So in a similar fashion, like this doesn't really come up in what I do because I'm foot and ankle specialist, right? So this is it's actually a personal question, and it just puts sheds light on something else that's really a social thing more than a medical thing.
Yeah. Well, no, that's good. I mean, you brought up the medicine side because I know a lot of what we talk about kind of is infused with. But no, that was great. That was a good point that you made, man. I thought that was awesome.
So why though? What do you think is going on that we're just that?
I think they
asked the
taking
question,
us out.
but I haven't heard the answer yet.
I think they taking us out. There's something about. I'm gonna share this. Look at the influence we have. There's something about our influence. Like look at Nipsey, right? Nipsey Hussle. Just to go back to him again. How can this guy in hip hop culture has been so influential? Beyonce is so influential. I feel like we could literally change the paradigm to our speech. We're orators or orators, however you say it. Like we're just powerful with that, and I think that also like we're able to come to a place foreign to us or have our culture taken and create a new culture that influences everyone. Influence is powerful. It ain't about your muscles. It's about the mind. How can I take the mind? It's like a pimp. The power in speech and getting people to do what you need them to do. That's powerful. And for me, if I'm someone that wants to maintain power, I want to get that group of people out of here. I don't even want you walking around like we are so influential and powerful. And I just part of it is like I need niggas to have limited mobility. I do not need you guys making laws. I don't need you guys influencing the population to a great extent because we would essentially take over in the mass whenever we want to.
They don't need us working together. They don't need us on the same page. We need y'all hating on each other. That's what they need.
Yeah.
Because today,
masterful plan. It's a masterful plan. It's working right till the second we talking.
Yeah, and it always has from the end of slavery up until today, right?
When we talk about the Black Panthers and how they put the drugs and all that, and like a lot of them guys, a lot of them people ended up strung out on drugs and stuff like that, man. How they put those, we don't ship guns into the neighborhood. We don't house liquor stores on every corner and all these type of things, fast food on every corner. There's certain things you see in the hood that you don't see. Me and T was talking about, like, I said, I like living where I live at, but I missed the corner store. And she was like, why? For the junk? Facts. Where I live at ain't no corner stores. But in the hood, there's a corner store on every corner. There's a Chinese store where you get a bunch of fried foods. There is no juice and or juice places in the hood.
Yeah.
Me and Malik, me and my wife just talked about this the day or yesterday. Was saying, she was like, did there used to be a shopping center up Cherry Hill? I said, yeah, our grandfather used to, rock out and raise that family at 8, working at the shopping center in the neighborhood. And now It's a store. You walk in and Cheetos and Fritos is literally the first like thing in the junk. You know what I'm saying? They call them food deserts. I'm sure they in every major metropolitan area with places where it's a certain radius of time where there's no active market with like fresh fruits and stuff like that. That ain't no coincidence that we got populations and things like that. Man, it's you talk about it really then if that you see why people it's a survival thing. And I hate to be like that's what it is, but some people know if we're not operating like that, then we at a loss. That's why the plan works so well. All we gotta do is slow down and work together. Lady said we just don't even figure out how to get money together as a people good enough yet to go. We don't even have to leave. We could, you know what I mean? It's literally like take your ball and go home. If we could collectively figure it out, man. But it's such a lot to undo. I'm actually afraid my lifetime won't be enough, Juice. You know what I'm saying? I'm just afraid. You know what I mean? When at the seeing it at the being this age, man, it's a lot.
That's like in the hood. Mr. Softy come through the hood like 2 times. The Water Ice Man come through the hood 2 times a day in the summertime. And ain't no fruit trucks riding through the hood with fruits and pears and bananas and shit like that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we gotta figure this out in terms of the start. We can't fix it yet, but we can begin to rehab, and it's gonna take brothers like us, people we know, like-minded people, to start talking finance. It's gonna take money, man. It's gonna take if we ain't talking money, we ain't talking about the bag and being unselfish and leaving ego and pride to the side and just get together and do it and get some kind of love. And you ain't gotta like me every day, but just some kind of love to where we can get something going. That's where we gotta start.
We should be. At the end of the day, when I going to the restaurant thing, and my first idea really, as far as food, was to do a juice bar. Because I felt like it was I didn't want to do soul food. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do something that that's the new twist. Everybody's trying to do something more healthy, more good for themselves. And that was my idea originally. My idea wasn't to get a restaurant. My idea was to have something that young people, old people, black people, white people, hood guys, business people.
It's actually probably a better idea than a restaurant these days. You know,
everybody looked at me crazy when I said it though. Like I'm like, y'all want to do a juice bar?
They looked at Steve Jobs crazy too when he said, "I don't want to get a CD or tape anymore, and I'm gonna put it on this device right here and call it an iPod." So what?
Yeah.
Nobody ever made $1 off of doing something sane.
True.
Facts.
I love where this episode is going.
Man, this is a good fucking episode.
This is a good podcast if we do say so ourselves.
Yeah, you know. I mean, every show is.
I'm not going to do it because y'all don't be. No, I'm not going to do it, man.
Go ahead, go preach.
Y'all don't be talking about shit, man.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Let's talk about some shit for real.
Talk your shit right now. Talk that shit like a battle rapper. Talk that shit like a battle rapper.
I'm chilling, man. Let's go on to the next thing, man. Huh?
I said smack.
Let's talk about something else, man. I want to talk about Tiger Woods, man. Because black people, man, I don't know why we get hyped when Tiger win, man. Is Tiger one of us?
Is Daddy black, ain't
he? Is Tiger one of us?
Is Daddy black, ain't he?
When he do black stuff like win the Masters.
Is that black stuff?
Yes.
Well, win the Masters. Oh.
They look at Tiger as a nigga, so he a nigga. There's nothing he can do about that.
But listen, man. If you don't want to be a part of this culture or a part of this movement, it's cool. Ain't need no hard feelings. But it's like, what we get hype about Tiger for? Tiger's never been one to be part of any type of anything black.
Combination.
You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't never said I'm a black man.
He literally said combination.
But does that negate the perception that a young black man can go into a white world and perform well?
No, what, yo? I don't want to be black or white no more. I'm just gonna be hip hop. Like that's my race. I'm hip hop. That's my race now. I'm not black or white because there's a lot of black motherfuckers that ain't shit. We talked about that shit last week. The Charles Barkleys, the Jason Whitlocks, the black men who
I ain't finna start over, but to Tiger though, like somebody said it best. He was like, you could not necessarily like the person, but be proud of his accomplishment and success. And I think that sums probably me up. Because the world really perceives him as a black man. You know what I mean? Especially when he was at his low and they put black on the you know what I'm talking about, the mugshot and all that kind of stuff. I think it does matter, man. Like when he starts playing golf, and let's remember when he was golf, Tiger Woods had Nike shoes beside the basketball sneakers at his height. Right. A billion dollar brand in and of himself. That was all good, man. And his daddy was a real dude, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? Earl Wood, he was a real one by all accounts. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so Tiger sing. This is what I'm happy for, man. No matter what, I think when we all go through something, you feel me? You go through something no matter what walk of life. There's certain things that are inherent to man, right? And so you go through something so high, and then you have a steep drop. Like I done had a steep drop in my life. You know, I'm probably still in it. I just don't know no better right now. But you know what I'm talking about? Like, so you when you have it, and to be able to get back, that dude just wanted to walk again. No matter what he identified himself as, he just wanted to walk again. To see that, to build on that, to see what his daddy meant to him, to now see his ability to embrace his kids, where apparently the relationship with his kids was strained after he was going through all he was going through. He was addicted to drugs. That's a redemption story, man. Everybody like that. White, black, indifferent. So I think that's, for me, just proud of a young black dude's success. Whether he got one eye asleep or not, that's on him. But like, yeah.
See, I feel like I'm not black emoji. Okay. That's how I kind of feel like. End of the day, man, like, whatever we standing behind, man, are we standing behind each other? Like, where we starting at? Because that's what we talking about. We talking about building and that's what we talk. We were just talking about that, right?
Yeah.
Is he one, like, end of the day, like, you got to let us, if you're not with us, you can't play both sides. You can't be, you get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be, because I'm not in no racist type time and nothing like that.
We ain't break. Like, did he ever get traded out to black? You know how we joke about like getting traded. I don't know if Tiger ever got. Maybe he got traded. I don't know. But nobody bring him back in the.
But has he ever accepted the black community also? Even with the bullshit.
All skin folk ain't kinfolk. That ain't what we talk about. Like he not no voice of the black community. Neither is fucking Charles Barkley.
Or like, Michael Jordan. Or
Michael Jordan.
Or Kodak Black.
Hey, Michael Jordan a real nigga though. Like, it's stories about him gambling out here on fucking Reed Road and shit.
That nigga sussy to me, dog.
Hey, dog. Hey, it's some stories out there about him being just a nigga in the streets. That's another fucking topic.
No, that's the main.
I mean, like, I don't
look at Michael Jordan as a black. What has he ever said? He's so about his business and his brand. Like, one thing. I've been critical of LeBron James on the basketball court for a long time, but I would never be critical of LeBron James as a black man. Black man, as a basketball, he's a better black man than Michael Jordan.
Different times,
might have been a better basketball player.
Different times, bro. Different times. Times are different.
Is it though?
Absolutely. Right. The same conversation we had from the beginning.
Put it on the line. He put it on the line, baby.
Jordan, No. I'm talking about Bron. Bron did amazing things and continue. When he opened that school, he had a fan in me before he even got to LA just because he did that alone. Right? That's some stand-up shit. Right? Because everybody ain't doing that.
What has Michael Jordan ever said that was on some black shit, on some...
Okay, here's the thing. Does Michael have to say anything as long as he paves the way for LeBron? Because what Michael did makes the way for a real nigga to fall through. Like,
do you think Michael's intention was to pave the way for other black men?
It really don't matter.
So that's a great point, Juice. I don't think it matters, actually. I think, like, to Terrell's point, I did, kind of disagree, but, like, to your point, timing is everything. I can't act like, I can't blame somebody for jumping out there, because if I blame Michael Jordan for not jumping out there, then I gotta blame Jay-Z for not jumping out there earlier. He even told us, truthfully, I went around like common sense, but I did $5 million. I ain't been rhyming like common sense.
Right.
So get the bag is what Jay-Z did. Then you fucking give back or like spook by the door. You know what I mean? Kick it in and bring them along. That's an individual effort. You know what I mean?
But hold on, real quick, because you always say this, and I don't even think it's about the bag for Jay. Maybe it's the maturity. Maybe he's not the same guy that he was 10 years ago.
Facts.
We don't see that change in a Michael Jordan.
Right.
What do Michael Jordan do and say, you know what? Nothing.
But I think to Juice's point, like he's the owner, right? So that kind of matters. Like so, then
one of three minority owners in all sports.
But do he do it for black folks or is it about him?
It's about
Michael Jordan do is about Michael Jordan.
It's about him, but the blueprint still is the blueprint. So if, like Juice said, you get a blueprint, even if Jordan ain't putting batteries in the backs, right? The blueprint is laid when one person broke the minute mile or whatever, 10-minute mile, whatever the analogy is, then like 30 people did it in the next year, some crazy statistic, right? Just because you knew you could. So I can lean on the I'm gonna do like a father would. Any man in the chat that would want their kids to do better than them raise their hand. It's a natural thing. You know what I'm saying? So whether Jordan wanted or not, like Braun will see somebody gonna come behind Braun and have their own shoe better than Lonzo Ball and them and have a contract and do a 50-50 joint venture with Nike and do all in the next 5 years because the blueprint has been laid to be the business. It was an article, and I think in the Undefeated that talked about basically these black men walking around as billion-dollar businesses. The KDs, the LeBron, you coming in the league knowing that I got to put this all in a row. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a fact.
I feel y'all. Let me ask y'all this, because I think this is something we need to talk about that hasn't been talked about that I've seen on platforms. Is a black man with a white wife, can he be a leader of the black community?
Yes.
Okay. I was just curious.
I don't have much of a deep dive.
I see Donald Glover. What he's doing.
Jordan Peele.
It's a lot of black men with white wives, man.
So?
I love my beautiful black queens. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of people on TV with black wives. I think that's a narrative too. It's a lot of regular dudes with black women.
Right. But I mean, can you lead the black community and be a leader in the black community?
We don't need no singular leader. That shit over with.
I ain't saying singular, but
no, I'm not beefing at the question. I'm answering it like so we not like I'm saying we are no longer putting our eggs in nobody's fucking basket. We're not doing a Jesse Jackson. We're not doing Al Sharptons. We're not doing who's the next one? And do he got a white wife yet? So give me This Is America and smack the face of society when it's supposed to be. Give me Shannon Sharp on TV talking that real shit, even if he got a white girlfriend. Give me, you know what I'm saying? Whomever it is, Jordan Peele giving some thought-provoking black people on film. I don't really care if he got a white wife at this point. Now if we, then some people would, and I get that too. But like, it ain't no singular voice of black people no more. It ain't no MLK saying this at this time. You know, so and so saying this at this time. Like that ain't it no more. That ain't even it. No, we don't need no singular leader no more. We need to be unified in that money talk.
He on go.
I got a new nickname for you, dog.
He on go, yo.
Your name is Saturday Night Mike, nigga.
Add it to it.
Yo, listen, I'm like, yo,
Hey,
okay.
This school got four O's in it. This is COOOOL.
Saturday Night Mike.
I wanna be like Mike.
You're about to make me spit this water out, bro.
Rel started this shit too, so Rel, from now on, I need you to write down some controversial shit. Mike for the podcast, so he can be on fire. I told you this the new Mike, yo. I said this a week ago.
Cool. Okay.
Speaking of Shannon Sharp, on a lighter note, because I was home on Friday. I was home yesterday. Morning. I enjoyed my days when I get to watch a little sports TV, right? In the morning time. So who do y'all got? If you home on a Friday or on a weekday and you get to watch a little sports TV, are you watching Skip and Shannon, or are you watching Stephen A. Smith and Max? I like Skip and Shannon. I'm tired of Stephen A. Honestly, I love Stephen A. I met him. I screamed something to him, and he screamed something back to me one time. So but I probably had a connection. But I'm kind of tired of Stephen A. Man. I feel like he's very he has his picks, and he has certain guys that no matter what, like LeBron, he just rocks for him. I appreciate more of a Stephen A. I met a Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless morning.
Yeah,
I'm more of a box guy. As far as I like the guy who come on after them too. I can think his name, the white guy. I love him. He
Colin Hurd.
Yo, I love him. I don't agree with anything he say though.
I like Colin, and I also like Nick Wright. Nick Wright was on the radio for a long time.
Nick Wright is good.
That's the one who do the show with Chris Carter.
Right.
Yeah, Nick Wright was on the radio
I like
here in
that show.
Houston for a long time.
What's that?
I like the black guy who come on the high noon shit on ESPN.
Who?
High noon with
Bomani Jones. Bomani.
Yeah.
I like Bonamy too. Bonamy from here. Bonamy from Houston.
He don't get enough play, but I really like him.
He got a good podcast too, by the way.
Yeah, Bomani. His podcast legit.
You might have to send me that link.
I'm gonna send it to you. I'm fucking with Shannon. I'm fucking with Skip. I call myself the black. I got so many monikers. I'm like the black Skip.
Start saying them.
If you follow me on Facebook, I'm always talking shit. So I like Skip. I'm going with Shannon and Skip.
Yeah. I'm a Shannon. But listen, I ain't gonna lie. Shannon started putting them black miles
in the Hennessy,
bro.
In the Hennessy, right?
Hennessy. I said this dude like he's up in the hen dog.
He from South Georgia and he don't give a fuck, and he gonna say what he gotta say. What they gonna do?
Raised by his grandmama.
So for me that's one thing, right? He real with it. But then
I like
it come from a dirt shack. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Then you got the pedigree and the sharp name. That's another thing. But then you get to the league and you become a Hall of Famer, baby. 2,000.
And listen,
you can pop all the shit you want, and he does it articulate with you know what I mean, with realness. I'm them all day.
And hold up, and he gave his brother one of their Super Bowl rings too.
That's G.
Sterling Sharp was a beast.
So
it would have been a Hall of Famer. He ain't get hurt.
Yeah.
Yep. Facts.
Yeah.
I got to pee real quick though, so y'all talk about some shit.
Yeah. So for me, I don't watch neither one of them anymore because I'm always out and about at my soon to be not so job. I'm talking my shit. Yeah.
I think I'm in the same boat.
I got 7 days left, Juice. Don't.
Say what?
I got 7 days left.
Oh, you saying something?
Yeah. No, I'm done.
Damn.
We gotta talk about that because
it don't make sense
right
for me to be there.
Likewise.
Likewise.
Is that what happened?
I tell y'all offline. I'm losing money going to work every day.
At this point.
At this point, yeah.
I'm gonna be more focused too on brothers talking shit. To be honest, I know. I mean, this is probably a little. I know we just we're online, but hey, we gonna take this thing to the news. Like we gonna be touring, man. We gonna tour with this.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that 7 day shit too. I was just thinking about that shit you just said too. I ain't saying nothing, but I've been thinking about the fact that you told me a day. I thought about
he ain't even tell us so.
I don't even listen. I got lucky. Cause I be mad as shit at him. Cause I call him and tell him all my fucking drama.
Well, it was just gonna happen, right? So I was waiting to, you know what I'm saying? All right, fuck it. I got my own business, right? And it don't make sense for me to be at work at the University of Texas right now. My output, you know what I'm saying? Like,
let me tell y'all what that really means. People, that means I'm so much money with this other shit that I don't need this bullshit over here.
I don't. It don't make sense for me to drive 2.5 hours to work in the morning. It don't make sense for me to stay there for 9 hours, and it don't make sense for me to drive 2.5 hours in traffic home.
Get them.
Yeah. If I can do what I'm doing with the output, nah. It don't make sense.
That's why they call him iceberg shoulder. That's why I call him my. Well,
and I'm gonna fund everything we want to do. I'm gonna buy my fucking cousin a clinic. I'm gonna buy you a juice bar that sells soul food smoothies. I'm gonna buy Juice's own motherfucking studio. And goddamn, we gonna do this shit whenever we want to do it. We're gonna live life on our terms.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's do it.
I got it.
Gotta work.
Yeah. And we gonna have Saturday night Mike at the crap table.
You watch what happened, man. I'm gonna talk about it off camera too. But you watch the elevation. I think for the rest of this year, man. It's this year for us, man. There's no doubt in my mind.
Listen, the funniest shit in the world, right? Because I never knew Mike the doctor, right? So I got to know Mike on the podcast and just regular, right? So when I see Mike videos as a doctor, yo, I'm like,
who is that dude?
Hey guys, it's me. I'm like, oh shit, like this motherfucker got a whole other side to him, yo.
Where did this nigga get that accent from?
We gonna show me watching the videos, like he got his bow tie on and shit. I be like, the same nigga with the hoodie, man. That's the same nigga with the hoodie.
The microphones. I'm getting back with the microphones too. I got one being made right now.
Yeah. Juice,
I have
back
a
with the
studio
mics.
condenser microphone, 2 microphones being built right now. I'm going hard with that. So all that. Yeah.
Church.
For sure.
Yeah. I still gotta get my son one, man. I still gotta get my son one. I swear.
Go ahead.
I said I gotta get my son one of Juice mics.
We gotta get it. We gotta get a mic, man. We gotta get a mic for sure, man. The way it's working right now, though, I'm going to be able to give you one because I got some equipment coming in probably in the next couple months. That's just going to be there, so we don't have to buy anything. We just got to build it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So
we got these minds in the same space, man. Like this shit is like that perfect storm.
This is like, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm about to exclude your ass. I see you got this new shirt on, and you ain't say nothing.
It's an old shirt.
I don't remember that one. I don't remember that one. All right. You're right. My bad.
Relax.
My bad. I was great. Excommunicate your ass.
You got peach rings over there and they offer a nigga one.
oh, you peeped it? Oh, you peeped it? Are you trash?
Hey, Beneath, you like one article of clothing away from like, it might be a problem. You got like one fly shit. Like, if I see you with a baseball jersey, I'll be like, hey.
That's it. Yeah.
Listen, if it's gonna be Mother's Day, I gotta chill out until at least like June. Like,
can we get hats like that with the brothers on it like that?
I gotta listen.
Yeah, we need some shit like this.
Yeah, blow up, but
I like the snap.
I know somebody else. We will talk about that off the air. That's off the air.
Yeah, okay. We can business.
All right. Something
we need to separately record though, like our business stuff, but not air that part. Right. That'd be a good idea. Just, you know what I mean? We could do a 10-minute interval.
Yeah. True.
Definitely. All right, real quick. It's about to get hot. There's a couple things we got to put out. First of all, I'm going to start with the grown-ass men, please. Put a fucking white beater on, dog. It's sweaty as shit. Nipples and chest here. I don't want to see that shit, guys. Put a fucking white beater on. Why white beater save your day? You have a different day if you got a white beater on and it's hot and you got just a plain shirt on and your nipples are sticking to your shit. Like, we grown men. Like, we older men, too, so you get nipples around your... I got hair around my nipples. I ain't even gonna hold it. Give it a bean. I already cut this shit off. The shit grow back. You gotta throw a fucking white beater on. Nobody wants to see like you got fucking brown nipples. Like, that shit is in the way. Yeah. And, bro, you gotta go and get a speech about deodorant, man. Go and give it to him, bro.
All right, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the deodorant. I learned and shout out to my man, Mr. Darrell. You know what I'm saying? The summer's coming around. My old, you know what I'm saying, camp, the head of the camp, 4-H camp growing up, right? You know what I'm saying? He gave me a lesson, you know what I'm saying? Met my little old lady at 4-H camp. So, you know what I'm saying? 5 on the left, 7 to 8 on the right. You know what I'm saying? Get your stroke up, right? Get it all the way up there. Here to here. You know what I'm saying? Get the deodorant in there. The weather's a little hot. Your stuff get a little moist. Yeah. Deodorant.
Think it's lit.
Yeah. I go through shit. I might go through a stick a week. I don't fuck around.
I got some summertime shit to say. I'm putting this to the ladies. Listen. If your ass is not properly created, if it hasn't rendered correctly, Don't you put no sundress on.
He said rendered
Don't
correctly.
Them tights. Looking like you a professional wrestler. You a WWE.
Hey, just go
That's
ahead.
like
put
Brutus the
you on regular
Barber
clothes.
beefcake from the back.
Look like Bam Bam Bigelow from the back. It's got the Undertaker joints on.
You said Bam Bam Bigelow.
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
That's a hot take. Yeah.
Listen, man, something else got to be said, man. I'm tired of hearing about T.I. cheating, man. If Tiny going to accept that shit, you got to
cheat it again?
You go back to the nigga, man. Listen, if he cheat on you more 3 times and you still with him, you are not allowed to complain about it no more.
He cheated again?
You know, he was FaceTiming some, you know, T.I.
Is it cheating? Shit ain't cheating, man. Some people, it's just us knowing.
Why do you go looking for some shit and you're not gonna leave them?
She be saying, people be having arrangements, man. She just be in her mind, like, it'll probably be like, why you keep getting caught in public making
that's probably it. More people knowing than he just don't give a fuck. See, that's what I'm saying. The man who hides it should get a little bit of respect. I'm just saying. The man who goes through all these steps to keep your feelings protected, I'm just saying. Like, it's some motherfuckers out here who don't care and are blatant and just have your business out there and make you like a fucking asshole. It's men and women. Because there's women out here who ain't shit. Bro, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The women out here who ain't shit. I want you to know you ain't shit. First of all, let me see that I'm in my bag. Fuck, you know what?
Oh, shit, let's go.
There's nothing worse. Like, you can do something to me. Don't fuck with the people I love, yo. I will have a real problem with that. And I hold beef longer than the people I love with. So when I know it's a good person out here, that's a right kind of guy, and I see you fucking with him, it really bothers me. And it really, and that person might forgive you, and it might be okay with them, and they might say it's all right or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I have a problem. So don't fuck with nobody I fuck with, and don't come around me trying to be cool with me, and you fuck with somebody I fuck with. I don't fuck with you. Point blank, period. But let's get back to what I was saying. I'm sorry I had to get that out real quick.
Why is T.I. like, he too old to be getting caught?
That's what I'm saying. The guy who goes through a lot of steps to protect your, like, why is, I get it, but why is he looked at like a bad guy? Because he goes through things because he cares about your feelings. That means he cares when he goes through a lot to keep his bullshit away from the house. The motherfucker who brings the bullshit to your front door is a disrespectful, ignorant motherfucker. Not saying that I'm saying like wrong is wrong, and you know that's for y'all to figure those things out. But
so I know what you mean. Like, you're not condoning cheating,
right?
But if you stepping out, like how I was surprised to hear, for example, like my wife was talking about something, whatever mess. Like, it's dudes that still don't be coming home sometimes. I'm like, damn,
right? It's disrespectful.
Jeez.
Listen, no story or nothing. He ain't got no story.
Right.
He ain't got no hospital shit.
Birds chirping, nigga just walking in the house.
Right. And just go to bed, like.
I was watching
divorce
court. I was watching divorce court. And Joe said he come in the house, he go out, he might come home. His phone go dead, he might come home 9 o'clock in the morning. I was like, yeah, what you in the court? What you need to know?
Yo,
you watching a lot of check the time.
I didn't know this was a good excuse. I was in a casino gambling. From word is, motherfuckers be in a casino for like 8 hours. I didn't know. To me, you fucking somebody else. Ain't that much gambling.
You try. You let your girl.
No, listen. Hey, cool. They really be saying that's some real shit. Cool. They be like, oh no, he was gambling. People be in a casino for 8 hours.
Okay.
Nigga, what?
Right. That shit is legit out here.
See, damn casinos down here. You gotta go to Louisiana. You gotta go to like Lake Charles.
Well, you really got a reason to not be out.
Yeah,
I went to Louisiana. I was gambling. Mike, we was on Louisiana gambling.
Yeah, dog. I don't know, man. You know, T.I. gonna do what he do. We know what he does. I think that's the public. I think that's social media making that a big deal. Look, she don't care. She was already she do girls with him. You know, her thing was just don't have me out here looking like a
Listen,
so.
Here's a hot take.
Let's do it.
If you let me fuck a girl with you, I'm definitely gonna fuck a girl without you. Maybe
that take kind of hot, baby.
Is that take hot enough for us to put it on Instagram?
Look, it was a long time ago, but I had a chick that was with it. And if you let me hit a joint with you, I'm definitely gonna hit a joint without you. Like, you just gave me the pass.
Y'all niggas get real loose on Saturday night.
I'm just keeping it a bean, dog.
We gonna start recording.
You gonna have to watch this episode to get this shit.
I ain't got no hot take.
Ain't no way. Look, you're about an hour and 39 minutes in, so you have to watch this motherfucker.
To get you hot.
Ain't no way.
Hey man, I don't even know how this happened, but my wife repeated some shit I said on here. And I was like,
listen,
did you watch that? And she was like, yeah, I watched it.
Oh no, I was like,
no, my wife said, y'all got pretty good synergy. I was like, that's what we did.
Yeah, mine too was like, yeah, y'all, yeah, this it right here. Like, this is space. You know what I'm saying?
No, see, my girl listened to all the early ones. She don't listen to this shit no more. Like, after about 30, she was like, you know what?
Cause I be saying some shit. I'm like,
no, yeah. I posted a snippet and your wife said something. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh shit. All right, y'all. Before we get,
I had to get over my cursing fear for the first few episodes.
Oh, listen, Mike, you in the groove, boy. Mike, you on fire.
Ooh, it's a different night.
I know. Playing Saturday Night Mike is in full effect.
Saturday Night
Definitely. Mr. Saturday Night. Like Mr. WrestleMania, Mr. Saturday.
It's funny, like my coworker, one of my coworkers hit me up. He was like, yo, because, you know, I'm overtly professional at work. You know?
Me too, right.
And he was like, yo, to hear you in that space, well, I was like, oh shit, he real. I said, I keep telling y'all, like, my internal monologue is the kid from South Baltimore, Cherry Hill. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
you gotta quiet him down.
Right, yeah. I was like, I gotta.
Like, I know it'd be the same way, because I be thinking in situations like real benign, regular. I might have a bow tie on, but you be like, they just gonna leave their stuff right there. Somebody might, like, your mind still work like the hood, like,
yeah.
Somebody can easily just take that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just saying. So you gotta tamp that guy down, you know.
For sure.
I had all the conversations on the podcast in real life. I'm exactly this motherfucker every day.
It's fun.
But let's go into these top fives real quick. We got the top 5 people alive that you would want to see perform. Alive. Because it'd be a whole different top 5 if it wasn't alive. It was hard for me because I really had 3, and the 2 I'm gonna name first is just add-ons, but I just really appreciate.
Are they people that I have never seen, or people that I still want to go see again? Clarify.
Right. I mean, it could be right. I mean, I know you probably didn't seen everybody, but how do you want to go about it?
I mean, I would say, man, for me, Dr. Dre, Snoop together. Mm-hmm. That was probably one of the best hip hop concerts I ever saw. I saw that in 2000. It would have to be, huh?
Up in Smoke.
Yeah. Also, I would say Jay-Z for sure. I actually I don't know if y'all have gotten to see Mos Def and Talib together.
No,
I haven't.
That's actually a dope show, and so I'm pairing people. Even though it's a top 5, I'm pairing people. And Dre would be one, you know what I'm saying? Jay, of course. Mos Def and Talib together, and the Roots.
Well, my number 1. Well, I'm gonna go last, 5th to first. 5th, I'd say Rick Ross. He has just his B-side drinks, like I just love his dialogue of all this shit. Like I'm a big fan. Fourth, I said T.I. because just the energy. Tip just be all over. We said T.I. at the Roots picnic last year. When he came to the stage, it's just an energy and a feel that comes with him that's just crazy. Three, I said Puff. I just feel like Puff is an entertainer. I feel like he puts on probably like the greatest show probably, just in general. I feel like Puff, so I say Puff. But it would have to be not just Puff by itself, Puff with some features and, some people. My number two person I want to see alive, that's alive, New Edition. I'm a big fan. So I would, and they showmanship, they dance, they put on the show. So I would love, and I'm a huge fan from, Can You Stand the Rain, Candy Girl, and all that stuff to the latest shit. I know this come out with an album. I'm gonna listen. Regardless, I'm gonna give a listen. I'm a fan. Number one is Hove, of course. I feel like he's the best. And then I know the song. I feel like Hove.
It's funny because like I've seen Jay a time or two. We went to the Beyonce and Jay-Z concerts. My wife and I. But like I plan on keep going, man. Like you look at bands and U2s and all the older white rock bands. They got an audience to keep touring. Like what make us believe we would stop going to hear music that touched us in a way while we grew up? So I just like the fact that we're able to see, to even say that, or Jay-Z or whatever the case may be, on some level. I don't have a list per se, but it just it always pops in my head about, because it's unusual. When I took my daughter to see the Rap Game, that show, the Rap Game show, some show, TV, and the Jermaine Dupri TV show, right? That concert, like I ain't know none of the people, but the concert was so lit because he played So Death Hits, and the Brat was there, and Bow Wow was there. And I mean, it wasn't like I was a Bow Wow fan or necessarily, but I wasn't so deaf. So you could play in a Ferrari, a Jaguar, and you gonna be in there bouncing like
right.
Four legs, you know what I mean? And the thing, it's the same feel. So I just find that always unusual. Like on the low, that Scream tour and all that stuff that they doing, that might not be my cup of tea, but there's some bona fide hits that I'm sure that they're turning out at some of those tours, man. So that's that's all.
I seen T-Pain at like
good
look. T-Pain got some
that's a good man.
Be shot
because he can sing in real life too.
Right, when you start running them joints,
yeah, right. He got a catalog. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like I'm gonna go and segue to that. I flew from San Diego to Boston to go to a concert. Plies, Lil Wayne, Fab, Kanye West bought out Hove to do Big Brother and goddamn T-Pain. Let me tell you who rocked that show like nobody else. T-Pain. Right? So T-Pain on my list. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get to New York next week to see Hove now.
Yo, I want to see that show so bad. I hope it's on Tidal.
I'm trying to figure out how I can get to Webster Hall. You know what I'm saying? To see Hove
on the B-side shit too.
Now, right? Huge Beyonce fan. Absolutely love her. Right? And I would love to see Slaughterhouse in concert.
Good list. You know it does a good show? Just to slide this in, Royce. I saw Royce in DJ Premier at House of Blues.
Oh, Prime.
The Prime.
Yeah.
People still talk about how the Fugees killed the Paradox in Baltimore 20 years ago. I would love to see the Fugees reunite.
Why they can't get that shit together, man?
Get it together.
Too many egos.
Wyclef and Lauryn Hill had a thing, man.
Yeah. They gotta get it together though.
Get that
yeah, but you know, sometimes when that thing go bad,
that thing go bad.
South.
Yeah.
They had a thing.
That thing dead.
That shit gone, baby. It ain't coming back.
That mean Lauren like hell no.
I feel sorry for what's the name? The other nigga. What's the other nigga name?
Prize.
Like, God damn, y'all fucking up all the shit.
Get that together.
Yo, I was watching the game today, man.
What
Fucking
game?
Sixers game, man. Fucking Jared Dudley don't sit his fucking.
Oh, they got into a fight.
Oh, you ain't see this shit?
I seen the fight.
There wasn't no fight, man.
He pushed Joel Embiid or something.
You're light skinned, no face. I told you, I don't trust no man who, unless it's professionally, and he can't, that doesn't have facial hair. I have a problem. If you're a grown ass man that can grow facial hair and you don't have any, and you can, and your job allows you to, I don't trust you. Who's a tough guy in sports for real? Who's the real tough guys in sports, man? Who you feel like, you know what? I don't want no fucking smoke with him.
Brody.
All the tough guys gone.
Brody.
Who?
Brody.
The fuck is Brody?
What?
Who is Brody?
Are you serious?
I might be tripping. I might not think about it.
Westbrook.
Westbrook?
Yeah.
Westbrook ain't tough, man. You see the late? I don't know how I beat Westbrook the fuck up.
There you go.
You go on the list, yo. Oh, I'm definitely with Westbrook ass.
I think the tough guys who are really like shoot your ass in the parking lot gone.
Motherfucking the boy James Johnson, that motherfucker, his whole family got fucking black belts.
Who, James Johnson? Who?
Huh?
Who you say?
James Johnson. He got like a little weird color hair. I think he played for Miami. Yeah, he got like a black, like he really not to be fucked with. His whole family. Ain't no tough guys, man. Who the tough guys? Boy, where's the Charles Oakley's at? Like Charles Oakley really like will fuck niggas up. Charles Oakley smacked the nigga
in the league. Zero. Did we say that?
Who?
Zero. Zach Randolph.
Zach Randolph. Zebo.
Is he Zach? Is that kind of? I think probably Zach.
You remember Zach tell DeMarcus Cousins, where I'm from, we bully the bullies. It's a YouTube clip. Getting this shit.
Yeah.
You know DeMarcus Cousins, they say he crazy, but
right.
he ain't say nothing to Zach Randolph. He said, where I'm from, we bully the bullies. Look that clip up when we get online. And who else say it? They were like, this old, like when Ron Artest ran in the stands. They like, remember he ran in the stands, but seconds before that, Ben Wallace got him.
Right. He was shook.
They were like, oh, he ain't that crazy.
Right. Ben Wallace did have him a little shook up, though.
Yeah.
Steven Jackson, I feel like a rider.
Yeah, he definitely a real one.
Steven Jackson definitely played one of them.
Stack 5.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. He's from, man, where he's from, like, that Port Arthur, Texas, man, like,
Trill.
It's legit, dog. Like, it's just basically one big ghetto.
See, because he's not one of them guys who, see, the tough guy ain't the guy who come off tough. The tough guy will be chilling, but he'll tell you some shit. On some, like Nip. Nip didn't come across, like the game, to me, game comes across too tough.
Yeah.
Nip will say some shit that'll be tough, but real cool.
Yeah, like, don't play with it.
Right.
He definitely smacked dude for throwing that cone.
He smacked the shit out that dude.
Yeah.
And if y'all peeped, just to get on Nip real quick, I sent y'all the thing where Game said that Nip told him, like, yo, listen, squash that shit with me. And he was like, nah, fuck that shit, we West Coast. He was like, nah, man, like, let that shit go. Meek a cool guy. And then he ended up resenting, and Meek told him, when he talked to him, Meek was like, the whole time he was locked up, he just wanted to squash the beef or whatever. And Nip was kind of like, and then Game called Nip as soon as he talked to Meek, like, yo, he was right. He's like, see, I told you. Like, you know what I mean? So he wasn't always, see that, like, the real tough guys ain't always about no tough shit. You get what I'm saying? Like,
hey, shout out to Nip again. Hey, man, keep Nip out there, because that dude,
The
you see the new one that say he was investing in a casino?
Yeah. Nip was on crypto, too.
Yeah.
But you see,
y'all need to stop letting it get on billions,
you see it's
too, dog. I've been
a
telling y'all
video
this
of
shit
old
for a long
girl
time.
waiting in the alley, right?
You said what?
It's a video out there, old girl waiting in the alley.
Oh, word. Like, she, right. I just heard, I didn't see
What
that.
What happened?
She played a part in that shit.
Yeah, it said the video out there, old girl waiting in the alley for Eric Holder to get in the car, and you see her banging out, speeding off.
For real?
Yeah.
But she trying to play that role like she ain't know nothing.
Well, she could twist that and like, oh, they shooting, take off. You know what I'm saying? But
shit get crazy.
But she was waiting. They should lock her ass up too. With shit a little dicey. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, we like I said, we still haven't heard what problem that man really had, or what made him go and do this. Like, ain't that what detectives do? Right. Don't detectives go in there and ask you, well, what?
Well, they're not gonna put it out there because it's an ongoing case, and then obviously there's going to be a trial. But you know.
Oh, right. Did he say he's not guilty? Right.
Yeah, he pled not guilty, which is a wild plea. Like, I don't understand you can plead not guilty when there's video evidence of you, my guy.
Oh no, I talk about, man, and this shit got to be talked about just on some grown man shit right here. Khalees, Nas's baby mom, is facing, like, she's been keeping their child from him, and they saying that she might be facing some jail time for not living up to the court appointed visitations that Nas is supposed to receive, which to me is a positive thing because we see a lot of these kind of situations. Not that I want to see Khalees in jail, you get what I'm saying? But a lot of times it seems like when it comes to those situations, it's very woman favored.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck that shit. Go to that pen. Go sit in that fucking jail. Go do some time, cause that's bullshit. Don't let this man not see his child.
That's criminal.
He on time with his payments and all that.
It's criminal. That's right.
Yeah, like, go do that time, baby. You know what I'm saying? Milkshake that ass in the bar. Like,
I didn't read the story. What's the story? I don't understand why people do that.
Well, she was trying to leave too. I know she was trying to leave and move out the country.
It's bitterness.
Did their relationship really? Because, you know, look, then she tried to say that he was beating on her. Remember that? She was trying to say that he was beating on her. Then they come out and said that really wasn't true. I don't know, man. She seemed to be real bitter, man.
He just was a little off.
She been a little off since.
I love Khalees. Listen, man, let me tell you something, man. You know how you talk about Neef, how you was like, this the same Mike. I remember one time I was it was a minute ago, I was in residency or something, and I was doing some off-site residency. And I guess I am who I am, professional. And the girl one girl, young lady thought I dated, she was like, I thought you ain't date sisters. She thought you ain't dated white women. I was like, right? So you say that to say, like, it's just certain, you know, two ways you got to be about it. I was appalled.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can you?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, what you saying?
No, it's like choppy. I might have what's the name?
No, we good over here, cool. We can hear you.
Good.
Yeah. All right. Okay, yeah. No, my bad. What was I saying?
You was appalled by the fact that she thought that you only dated white girls.
No, so like you. What was we saying before that? We. Fuck my way. Yeah. So I used to love. So I say that to say, I was offended, like she had the perception of me because when Khalees first came out, I love that I hate you so much right now because it's something about the attitude of a black female that I actually love deep down.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? So, like, I also know that there can be a window busting crazy chick if you fall on the other side. So, like, the whole thing, like, I you know, that's really not me. I'm more, I hate you so much right now. But I'm disappointed to know she really might have been a little off in that way. She's not letting dude see his child. That's whack.
I like my girl a little crazy too, cool. Ain't nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Not too crazy though. Don't start.
Not too crazy. I don't want no windows busted, but like
listen, yo, this got to be addressed too. I don't like nobody who be breaking up shit. Stop breaking up shit like that. Even if you can afford to pay for it, that's money that can go to something else. I just don't get you getting mad and breaking some shit.
Yeah, that's
I knew a girl, bro. You knew this girl too. She was mad at her baby father. She just threw her phone, she was hitting her cell phone against her windshield in the car, and I was like, "You about to break your cell phone and your windshield? Like, you want the money for that?" She didn't make no sense to me. Like,
I just don't know why that's the go-to. Like, hey, instead of me leaving the situation or going to get counseling, I'm gonna key your car. Like, you know, no, I'm gonna cut up your shoes. I'm gonna Clorox your clothes. Like,
yo,
I need somebody cut up the work clothes. That ain't dumb.
That happened.
Right. Or come to the job and fuck up my job situation and then still want to be with me now that I ain't got a job. That shit. Yo, I was offended. No, you said something about the influential thing. The Time magazine put out the 100 most influential people, and there was no hip hop people involved. Does that seem crazy?
Well, it's Time magazine.
Next question. Next question.
Right. That's like asking Complex what they think about culture. Next.
Right. True. Anything else going on y'all gears? Anything else on your minds?
No, I think we got that shit off today.
I think we covered it, bro.
I think we got our shit off today.
It was one quick. It was a quickie that I gear grind that I had. Go ahead. Go to the next topic. Let me talk.
No, I got one more thing. Jim Jones launching a consulting firm for artists.
I think that's brilliant.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And Jim been through everything.
Yeah. That's a heck of an idea. It's necessary, as a matter of fact.
I want to see rappers, and we talk about this even in the community down here. Like a lot of the guys that have gotten connects and gotten pulled. Like you can't rap forever. Like you got to transition, and you got to go to other parts of the industry. And so that shit's smart, bro.
A lot of guys kicking down doors, man. Like you see this podcast game. It's hip hop dominated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jim, man, like Jim been through I think it's important for those guys like a Jim Jones, even a Beanie Siegel. He need to be doing something to be teaching about, because you respect it. You got those guys who got respect. Cats to listen to Beans. I feel like Beans been through a lot in the game, whereas though he can really give something back to the next generation.
Is that what you think he can do, Homer?
I said Jim Jones too.
Yeah, but as soon as you say Jim Jones, you jump right into a fucking Beanie
because
Siegel
he's been
bag.
through a lot. He's been through a lot, dog.
So in your defense, the people, it's like the perfect storm. They just so happen to be from Philly, but they are huge. Like Kevin Hart, Benny Siegel. Like
when he go to bed at night, he secretly wish Sheik, Kiss, and motherfucking Ghost was from Philly. Like he be praying that they come out one day and say, "No, we really from Philly. We ain't from Yonkers." He dying for that
probably
shit,
can't
yo.
tell you shit after that.
So I got a quick gig ground before we call it, man.
Go ahead, cool.
Everybody know. I mean, if you don't know, I went to Howard University, the real HU. We talked about taking some route down there like 15, 16.
My wife went to Hampton.
Hey, I'm sorry for that. But no, man. So we also have touched on things like gentrification, right? It's happening in Philly. We know that, extensively. It's happening in Baltimore. Well, it happened in DC, where when I was at college, row houses maybe 30,000, 40,000, real talk, and now they 600,000, 700,000. Same houses, 600,000, 700,000. Well, recently there's been an issue with Howard University's campus in the yard, we call it. It's this grassy area where basically it's the intersection of all of the major buildings, where people of a certain community and demographic moved into. Now we used to call it Chocolate City, and you probably got to call it Mocha Latte City because it's no longer predominantly black the way it used to be. Have walked their dogs or letting their dogs roam and basically use your Howard University's yard as a dog park.
Oh, wow.
Right? And even it was a dude on the news went so far as to say if they don't like it, they need to move the campus. 1867, I would like to say. They need to move the campus if they don't like it. Because we are part of DC now. That grinds my... If that ain't colonizing thinking and behavior, then I don't know what is. You think they letting dogs walk and shit up in Georgetown's campus? I bet you they not. George Washington's campus? I bet you they not. American University's campus? All DC schools? I bet you they not.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Fuck them dogs. Find a way to dog pound them goddamn dogs. Get them out of there. Yeah, Peter, I said it.
Right, that's crazy.
Listen, we already on the ropes right now. We don't need
Right.
Come on,
If you
come on.
bring guns,
Let's like one band at a time, Juice. Goddamn.
He gonna get right to the dog bag. They cancel the shit right now.
LGBT dogs in the one episode ain't gonna work.
Dogs and transgenders, man.
That can't even.
That might be the name.
It should be the title, but it can't be.
Dogs and transgenders.
Hey, Peter, I'm about to go eat me a fucking beef hamburger right now.
See, I'm feeding it.
I got a chicken cheese stick waiting on me right now. With fried onions and mushrooms on
Tell
that.
Peter, Peter, that's a room for the divas.
I can't see Terrell.
That's really kind of sad, bro. I really don't know in that situation what to do.
It's crazy. Apparently, I don't know, because they did serious. We're talking about a 150-year-old institution, man, and folks moving to the neighborhood and really like walking through campus on some dog walking, doing yoga in the day. Like they said, outside.
That's not trespassing. That's not trespassing.
Bruh, it's a private school. Like I don't even know how they letting this shit slide for real. So I guess it could be technically trespassing.
You know you
but
can't.
I don't know what they're doing.
Dog. That's on the university to make that shake because for instance, we got Rice University down here. It's private. Like after a while, they close them fucking gates. Like you can go on there. They will allow you to be on there during a certain time. And then they close them fucking gates, bro. It's a wrap.
And that's crazy because when we was down BA, like you can't just go on Hampton and just be out like
right.
Oh, y'all go to school here, right?
And you that somebody said, what if you took pit bulls and started walking them on Harvard campus? How long would that last?
About 3 minutes.
How long? It wouldn't last a day. You'd be arrested. Like, I mean, just on some, we don't even know what's going on right now.
They'll get so mad, they'll go re-indict Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Where's Michael Vick at, man? Last time I said Michael Vick, he was on ATL. Well, no, Atlanta. Racing Childish Gambino.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good episode. Great show. Yeah, let's listen to y'all. We old men. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, this is my bedtime, man.
Right.
Well, judging by the yawns.
Yeah, my Sunday is booked up. That's why we had to do it tonight. My Sunday booked up.
Facts.
I got work to do. I'm gonna be getting to work.
Go ahead and call him.
All right, yo. This is Brother
All right, man.
This episode, what, 39?
40, yo. 40.
40 ounce? Somebody give me a 40 ounce bag. Let me stop. I used to drink 240s.
Big
Shout out to bro.
40 water.
I never was able to finish a 40 in my life, man.
Man, listen. We used to buy a 40. We used to walk to 7-Eleven, buy a 40, go back to Huntington Hall, drink the 40, then walk back to 7-Eleven and get another 40. I don't know what they just get to.
Because it was about,
drinking that Still Reserve,
drinking
that
walk.
OE.
It was
This
about
gun ain't come from nowhere.
That was your shit. I remember that. Still Reserve. That was your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you said the highway is black owned, Juice?
Yes, this is a black owned. It is a.
Where can you get it from?
Hemp seed. I actually got this today, man. I go to a cigar bar, man. It's a group of brothers like yourselves. We get together and we just talk about ascending, man. Investment groups. People got different businesses in there, man. Entrepreneurs. And today, this came through. This came through the conversation. And I was like, yo, I'm going to support it. I got to talk about it. And it's black owned. And
Do they ship it? Do they ship it out?
Yeah, for sure.
Give me the link, Juice, so I can put it in the
It's vodka,
description.
but it's made with hemp seed. Hemp seed. Right here. So we're gonna what we need to do is, man, I need to get y'all some bottles of this, and maybe next show we drink this, and we can have them shop this out.
I'm with it. I need my glass waiting right now.
See, on the Lowski Woski Drew out here, thinking about some things we need to be getting ourselves into.
Right. I see that.
I'm about to listen.
You're
not gonna keep seeing my beer can. I'm about to start putting my beer can out there.
Yeah, so we gonna
cut the check. If you ain't cut the check,
start covering up logos and all that. You know them out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
For sure, man.
Hold on, this is one of them conversations we need to have just us.
Right.
These brothers talking shit. Episode 40. Hey, I love y'all guys, man.
Love y'all too, man. Peace.
Hey.